Hello friends, welcome to Penny Attempts to Do a Video. So this is obviously not something that I've done as often as just talking and things like that, but I definitely want to try making some new things. And one of the things that was requested was a nails video. I am definitely not a manicurist or a nail painting expert, but I do love to do my nails, and my poor nails are very uneven and broken right now, unfortunately. Every time I travel, I break a nail. I'm going to try to keep as much length as possible. I am going to be redoing these one more time before next weekend, but today's just for fun. So I thought I would go ahead and give these a go. And if you would like to hang out with me, well, let's do it. So I did want to give you a little look. This is my nail polish cart next to my desk where I keep my nail supplies. That blank spot there is for my mat, which is already out. I love my Holo Taco painting mat. Just make sure I don't spill anything, but this is my collection. It is basically in rainbow order. I've had a few new ones come in that I should really probably reorganize. I don't love this organization. It would be really nice to have them out on racks so I don't have to, pull it out to see which each one is. But for now, this works. I've got all of my top coats, bottom coats, toppers here, and then we just kind of go through, and then over here are my non-Holo Taco, the happy few who have made it through various nail polish purges. But I am going to grab a color, and I'll take you to top-down mode, I guess. Wish me luck. All right, and welcome to my mat. I do start every manicure just touching up my nails, doing a little bit of filing. I'm not going to shape them too dramatically today since, like I mentioned, I am going to be doing a little bit of a more intensive manicure next week, but we still just want to shape these up. You can see this guy got broken, and that is just the struggle of having your long natural nails. They do break, unfortunately. But for those who don't know, I think I've talked about this on some previous content before, but I have been growing my nails out since I was in the 4th grade, I think. I did used to be a nail biter, and I think we were getting ready to go on a trip to Florida probably to visit my grandparents, and I had just kind of decided that I was done, that painting my nails, that biting my nails was, a kid thing that I didn't want to be associated with anymore. And it was probably advice in an American Girl magazine, which I used to read religiously, that recommended painting your nails as a kind of reason to not bite them. And I started painting my nails for that trip, and I have never bitten them again. And now they get pretty strong since I have been growing them for most of my life. We'll wipe off any dusties there. You can see that unfortunately the bad habit I do still have is picking at polish. If I get anxious or I'm having a stressful time, I do tend to pick at my nail polish, which is never a good idea. You should always be removing your polish with, your recommended cleanser. But thankfully, I do have this smoothing base coat from Holo Taco, which helps out a bit, not letting some of that damage show through in the final manicure. So that's always a plus, although obviously prevention is worth a pound of, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you don't mess up your nails, you don't have to protect them after. But We do have this, we are all human. Yeah, so this is really just kind of a new experiment for me. I've really been missing a lot of the kind of connections that we have on Instagram within kind of vintage fashion communities, spooky communities. I still have really great connections with folks through the Ghouls Night In podcast, and that was really kind of part of what made me want to try some new things. Obviously, I started off as an outfit of the day account, and I do always, I love sharing outfits and things that I'm wearing, but I do not work in an office anymore, and I don't get dressed up every day. So I kind of have been feeling like I don't have as many ways to kind of connect with people as I used to. And that outfit photos maybe are not kind of the center of my content creation, online identity, whatever you want to call it. You got to get your wiggles in to dry your polish quicker. I don't know if that actually helps, but I do love some tippy taps and to edit my fingers. I don't even know if you can hear any of those sounds. I hope that maybe they give you a gentle ASMR. Otherwise, I'm just going to ask that you not judge me too harshly. I am not a perfect nail artist by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely always end up with bits that I have to peel off later. I'll show you. Gosh, what kind of beauty guru am I? So I am going to be wearing Blush Money from Holo Taco. This is one of my very favorite just kind of cute pinks. I am not in the mood to really think about what I want to wear on my nails, and I know that this one is always a winner, and especially since I do know that I will be removing this within the week. I don't want to do any really heavy glitter. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to remove. So I do always prefer a thicker brush. I don't have super large nails, but I find that, you know, kind of having as few strokes as possible is really helpful in getting that smooth coverage. And honestly, I mean, as much as it sucks to say, a good quality nail polish makes a huge difference. I definitely started off just wearing, you know, Sally Hansen and whatever I could get at the drugstore. And while a lot of those are great, and some of them go on fine, sometimes the quality, it just makes it a lot more difficult. And especially if you're just starting out and you don't kind of have some of that muscle memory for painting your nails, you are probably going to be happier with a little bit of a higher quality polish that's going to have more self-leveling, is going to even itself out a little more. As you can see, you know, this is going on really nice. I do not too thin, but fairly thin coats. I'm looking for smooth coverage. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult when I've got a couple of shorties mixed in here that require a little bit less polish than the rest. But this is how I do it. There's nothing too fancy about it. I have considered playing with gels or UV. I love like people who have like really beautiful like sculpted or stylized nails. I mean, I love gorgeous nail art. I have done a few very simple nail arts to limited success. Funnily, for a long time, I could not paint my own nails at all. I always used to have my mom paint my nails for me. And so it definitely took some learning, a little bit of practice to get into a better kind of rhythm with it. But nowadays, I'm generally pretty happy. I think that they look nice, and they're not professional, but they're mostly just for me to enjoy and admire. So what's the problem there? As long as I'm happy, right? I am a big fan of all of these beautiful scattered glitters, linear glitters I'm a big fan of. I have not yet shopped the brand new Holo Taco collection, the anniversary collection, but I saw that they have added a magnetic top coat, which is pretty sick. I do love magnetics. I have a few of their previous magnetic formulas, but the ability to kind of have that as a topper and add it to any other color that you have is a big benefit. Yeah, these are looking really pretty. Very soft color. I'm probably just gonna go with the 2 coats this time. I could go up to 3 if I wanted to be like really intensely opaque. You do sometimes get, since I do have, you know, long enough nails that they extend past my finger, you do see light coming through on some of those, so it is not fully 100% opaque, but that's not necessarily something that's a huge goal for me. Most of the time, my hands are on a keyboard anyway, so it doesn't super matter. A little bit more. And see, there we go. We're messing up now, getting some on the finger, but I will clean that up after. I know the most proper way is to clean it up with acetone now, but I very seldom do that, in large part because I am nervous about knocking acetone over on my desk. So I usually like remove polish and everything in the restroom and then come in here to actually paint. And you're looking pretty good, pretty sharp. But of course you are never done until you have a top coat. So I will be adding that. And oh, look, see, I moved my hands and I've smudged myself only a little bit. But this is part of why you always add on a top coat, because it will quick dry and prevent you from doing all of these extra mishaps. So do as I say and not as I do, and don't futz around before you put your top coat on. Mine is definitely getting a little bit low. I might be able to thin it out with some nail polish thinner, but I should probably pick up a new bottle the next time that I place an order. I don't know if I'll put music over the back of this or if you're just going to be listening to, you know, the quiet glopping of my nails. But if there is other types of content that you would like to see, please do let me know. I've got a couple of different requests for fashion and hair related videos. You'll actually see my face instead of looking at my hands the whole time. It's up to you whether that's a benefit or not. But I am gonna give this a shot, I think. And I do not have all of the fancy equipment. My phone is very awkwardly propped up on a tripod right now. So I appreciate any grace that you have for me just starting out on this little project. But we'll see how it goes. I definitely love to make things and hear from you guys, and you seem to enjoy my stories and various little asides and tales. So we are gonna give it a shot. And with that, we are all dry. Oh, we got a couple little lines on there, but look at those. I will let that top coat set on here and we'll be all good to go. These are the finished fingies, and thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.